and ukulele zen. So glad you decided to join me. Today we're going to be playing a song that was written by Bob Dylan, recorded by George Harrison on his first solo record after the Beatles, and it's called If Not For You. It's an easy to play song. You just need a handful of chords to play it. It's got a great vibe to it, and I can tell by the amount of people who are in the room, you love George Harrison. I love George Harrison, so let's have a lot of fun together. In this lesson, I'm going to be taking you through this entire song. Section by section, I'll be zooming in on my hands, teaching you a couple of cool tricks. We're going to learn a great little fingerstyle lick that ends the bridge. Alright, and a couple of other cool practice tricks and tips along the way. I also have a very exciting announcement to share with you about my upcoming retreat in North Carolina. There are links down below. Registration has just opened up for another magical musical weekend. If you'd like to join me, there are links down below. I'll share more about it in this lesson, but for right now, let's just get started. Appreciate you being here. Please say hello. Let me know where you're coming from and what kind of ukulele you're playing, how you're feeling. Hello, Heidi. Glad you're here. Kevin, glad you're here all the way from Scotland. So cool. And this is dedicated to Linny, she is coming from Wales. For somewhere in the UK. She requested this. She is a generous patron of my channel. So grateful to everyone supporting this. I'm glad you're here either way. And of course, so grateful for those who are supporting. There are links down below if you want to join as a community member. Let's get started. This tune begins with, and a lot of it is, this 3-chord vamp. I'm going to teach you a basic version of it, and then I'm going to show you more of a chord melody version, which kind of will get the slide guitar effect that's on the recording. But first things first, let's just get to know the chords. You get your G chord, that's for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. On beat 4, we change to D, and then on beat 1 of the next measure, we have a C. So this is this introduction, all right? Let's just get friendly with these chords in a nice, easy to follow, beginner-friendly way, and then we'll get into some bells and whistles for the A minor chord and all that good stuff. So, the introduction. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, G, D, C, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, 1. Just latch on. We're going to stay with G, D, C. Let's do this a few more times. Helps if you tap your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. One more. G. If not for you. And that's where it comes in. Next, after you play this 3 times, that vamp 3 times, you're going to play A minor for 2 bars. And I'll teach you some fancy tricks for A minor in a moment. But first we just strum 2 bars of A minor. So place your middle finger right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it goes back to that vamp for one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And really, that's where the verse begins. If not for you. Okay? I'm going to be singing this down, and sometimes I'll sing it up. It is in a high range for me. But for right now, let's just play through it as written. Then we'll add some special sauce. Okay? Are you in the mood for some special sauce? I'd like to share some cool tricks to make it even more musical. Okay, let's do it. Thanks for being here, everybody. Appreciate you joining me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, D, C, 2, 3. Here's the second time. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move on to A minor. 2, 3, 4. 1, that's the introduction. Okay, cool. I'll be changing the slide as soon as we get finished with that A minor, just assuming that we'll just keep those 3 chords going, and then we'll bust into the verse. Why don't we warm up our voices? We'll return to the intro in just a moment. And when we return to the introduction, I will be sharing some more bells and whistles that you can put into it, like I just said. Hey, I want to let you know real quick that this is a copywritten song. YouTube is probably going to slap a lot of ads onto this video, so please don't click away. When the ads come on, you can mute, you can meditate, you can strum chords. You know how it goes with copywritten material. Wanted to make sure that was clear. It's not my doing. It's just what happens when you teach a song that was written by a very famous musician or two. All right, let's do it. How about we sing this verse? If that's our first note. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. If not for you, babe, I couldn't even find the door. I couldn't even see the floor. I'd be sad and blue if not for you. Vamp on those chords again. Moving on. If not for you, the night would see me wide awake. The day would surely have to break. It would not be new if not for you. Repeat one more time. After that, we get into the bridge, which has this great break and this lick. Okay. Now, I am going to back up to the introduction and teach you how to bring an even more advanced feel for it. But to do this, we need to block out the chords in a really easygoing way. Okay, so let's play G. And if you listen to the recording, there's this great slide guitar that's going those 3 notes. And then on the A minor, okay, you can add other chord inversions to bring some more melody. So stick around. I'm going to teach you both of those things right now. Let's get friendly with the introduction, just in the basic way one more time. 1, 2, basic chords. G, 2, 3, D, C, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, D, C. On top of that, we play... So what am I doing there? I am playing my G major chord. You can reach out with the pinky to the 5th fret if you're able, or you can refinger your G chord, so your index finger is on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, your middle finger is on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Sorry, that's the 3rd string, 2nd string, and your pinky's up there on top. Okay, so you get this really open G chord. Nice if you break up the chord string by string. And then strum. Let's play that together. Cool. Now let go. Hop down to your D. And the open A string is now the melody. Let's put those 2 things together. Let's do it another time, okay? Each time I'm repeating this, I'm just taking my hand off, relaxing, finding it all over again in an unhurried way, okay? Cool. the last part, our ring finger slides up to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and just strum those 3 strings of a C chord. And now our melody note is that G right there at the 3rd fret. When you put this all together, it sounds like this. You kind of fill it in with some strums. Now there's all kinds of ways to intuitively start to finger pick this, but that will come almost automatically once we get a sense of what's happening with the fretting. So we got to hang out with the fretting a little more. Okay, so here's the first shape. Join me, please. First shape looks like that. 2nd fret, 3rd fret, pinky on the 5th fret. Break up the strings and strum. Now let go. D. Slide that ring finger up there. Now, see how my thumb is resting on that top string? Let it ring. And then strum those 3 strings again, and you get a nice open chord sound. Okay? And if you prefer, you can finger style this too. Okay, just using 1 finger per string. Now, please stick around. I know this may be a little tricky at first. We got a question from Mick. Can I bottleneck? I don't have a slide handy, but I have a kazoo. You can slide bottleneck on ukulele if you wish. All right, let's play this. Join in with either the open chords or the more advanced, and then we're going to play through the verses, and then I'll show you the bridge. Thanks for joining me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, G, C, G. Here's the more advanced one. A minor. If not for you, babe, I couldn't even find the door. Couldn't even see the floor. I'd be sad and blue if not for you. I'll show you what I'm doing on A minor in a moment, but first let's sing verse 2. If not for you, the night would see me wide awake. The day would surely have to break. It would not be new. Not for you. Okay, so the strum, pretty intuitive stuff when you get into it. I'm going down, thumb, up, down, strum, down. I am playing on a low G ukulele, works great on a high G also. I tend to swipe my thumb down a lot on that 4th string, fills in the space in a nice way, and thins out the texture so I'm not always strumming all the strings. It's just something I like to do. Down, thumb, up, down, 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 thumb, up, down, up, down, down, down. Okay, but don't overthink it, just go with the feel, get into the groove. Okay, I'm going to teach you about the A minor chord. We're going to get into the bridge, into a whole bunch of stuff. Are you enjoying yourself so far? I hope so. I really appreciate you joining me. If you're digging it so far, please reach out. Tickle that like button. It helps YouTube to spread my content to more enthusiastic ukulele players like yourself. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel, keep in the loop of everything I'm offering, and if you'd like to get a printable song sheet for this lesson and a ton of bonus content, there's a whole library of goodies waiting for you as a member of my Patreon page. I appreciate you being here. If you'd like to support, it's as little as just $2 a month. And there are many different tiers of membership, including a monthly chord solo tier where I produce a really nice, sparkly, shiny chord solo tab for you, and a helpful video with cool practice tips to make your learning more fun and enjoyable. So reach out, click that like button. I appreciate you being here. And if you'd like to, all right, let's get back into things. The A minor chord is an opportunity for us to do some interesting decorations. Here's one decoration I like to do. I take my A minor chord, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just dropping my third finger onto that G, which temporarily makes an A minor 7 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So I'm playing down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So that's one option for your A minor chord. The other option is to bring some different chord voicings into the picture. So here's my A minor chord in open position. It's made up of the notes A, C, E. That's the 3 notes of the chord, and this voicing has another A on top. Okay, without going too much into music theory, what we have are 3 notes, the root, the third, and the 5th of the chord. And the voicing for this is root, third, 5th, root. Now check it out. I'm going to take my index finger, and please do this with me, place it on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. My middle finger I'm going to place on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. My ring finger I'm going to put on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. And I'm just going to play those top strings right there. Now I have the same notes, E, A, C, same notes, but it's a different order. Okay, it's a different voicing. For this voicing, I have the note C on top. That's the minor third. So it has a different quality to it. Okay, and when I go back to the open chord, see it's the same notes, A, C, E. It's just they've been reordered. E, A, C. There's one more voicing I'd like to share with you today, and that's if you take that index finger, now slide it up to the 7th fret. You can always rewind these different sections of this video. That's why I make these, to make something in-depth but accessible. You can come back to it again and again. There I am at the 7th fret. I'm going to build this staircase-looking shape, okay? My middle finger's here at the 8th fret. My ring finger's here at the 9th fret. And again, just the top strings. Now I'm playing the same notes, but they're in a different order. A, C, B. Okay, it takes some getting used to. All right, a little bit of fretboard geography. Hopping up that neck. And at first, it's really just an exercise. We can get more musical as we practice, though. There's no need for practice to be dry, really. If we begin to just pick around the chord, either just with one finger or with a couple of fingers, we'll find that we can really start to make some rhythm while we're practicing hopping up the string. Now you might be sitting there thinking, okay, listen, Stu, it's easy for you to do that. You've done that a couple of times. Yes, that's true. So this is my method that I want to share with you for making leaps like this easier. Okay, check it out. I'm going to ask you to do this in a kind of a specific way. So please join me on the open A minor chord. The process is you're going to let go, then you're going to leap, and then you're going to land. Okay, so first step, we got to let go. But when you let go, really feel into how relaxed your hand can be. When you let go, there's a moment where you're really just doing absolutely nothing. I encourage you to take your other hand and feel if your hand is totally relaxed or if it's still holding on to some tension. Okay, so just be able to let go. So let go, that's going to be really important. So you can now leap to the next shape. I encourage you to train your fingers to move like ballet dancers, very gracefully and slowly at first, onto the next shape. See if you can find that other shape with all the fingers landing at the same time. So let go. And it's humbling at first how slow we may need to go. I hope I'm not boring you. Get into the thrilling choreography of your fingers. Yeah, let go, leap, and then the third step is you land, but you land just like a ballet dancer lands, or any dancer lands lightly on the stage. Just land without tension, okay? So you can do this really anytime. I used to drive around with a little ukulele in the car. I was a classical guitar student, but I kept my ukulele around because it was at stoplights. I'd put my car into park, and I would just do all these crazy chord shapes that I was learning. And I would just do this left hand only practice, fretting hand only practice, And then the car behind me would always let me know when the light changed. So you can really do this just for a few minutes of focus, and then you get to know the shape in a deep way, okay? Let go, that means really let go, relax the hand. Leap, try to move in a way where you're coordinating the fingers to work together and land, and landing lightly, all right? I encourage you to use this thing if you got one of these. I think you do. And just put a timer on for 2 minutes and just do this exercise, even just 2 shapes. For just 2 minutes of real deep focus, that is some awesome practice. All right? That way you're really making progress because you're just practicing one thing correctly. Now, I know we've gotten into a little bit of rabbit hole of just this A minor chord. And hey, man, I thought we were supposed to be playing this great George Harrison song, We Will. But I wanted to just give you a little window into how you can learn something effectively and stick it into the tune. Okay, so when we get through the introduction, when we're into this introduction thing here, whether you play it the open chord way or the chord melody way, add that too. Okay, so just offering a little extra sauce. How do you like it? Is it too saucy? Is this too saucy? Let's keep on going with the bridge, and I'm going to teach you a great lick. Now, this is actually, when Linne reached out to me, she said that she really just wanted to learn this lick and the whole song, but this is the lick we're going to insert at the end of this passage. So let's say we're coming off the second verse. If not for you. Okay, so here we go. Move to your C chord. If not for you, my sky would fall. Rain would gather too. Without your love, I'd be nowhere at all. I'd be lost if not for you. D7, C, B minor. If not for you. Okay, and then you would go into the next verse. So what I did right there was, we have these chords that you can just strum as open chords. D7, C, B minor, and D7. But on the recording, there is this really cool passage. And it's a passage you can use anytime you're in the key of G. It goes like this. You're going to hold down the D chord up here. Apply that picking pattern. C. And then you go to a B minor, and then one strong strum on D7. Let me break this down for you note by note. When I made this, I wanted to keep it as accessible as possible, so I'm leaving the G string out. You can, of course, add it in, but the picking pattern will not use that. Okay, so this is the full shape for the bar chord D. For purposes of this lick, my middle finger's on the 6th fret, barring at the 5th fret. And the picking pattern is going to use these 3 fingers. So your thumb will be on the 3rd string, then the middle finger, middle finger's on the 1st string, index is on the 2nd string. So when we play, those fingers are always dedicated to that string, and the pattern is thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle. Okay, if you look at the tablature here, you can see that the thumb will always be playing the low notes, the high notes played by the middle finger, the notes in the middle are played with the index. So the first pattern. Thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle. Then we take the same exact shape, slide it down 2 frets. Thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle. Move it down to the 2nd fret. Thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle. And then just hop up to get to your D7 chord. This would be a good opportunity to also apply the let go, leap, land principle. And just get to know those shapes really well so you can focus on the picking. So now, let's play it together. First passage, over the D chord here. I'm leaving the 4th string out. Let's do that together. Thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle. Move it down. Thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle. Down to the 2nd fret. Thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle. And a big strum. Cool. Could be really helpful just to mute the strings and just get to know that picking. So once again, it's thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle with this rhythm. Okay, if you have any questions about anything, please leave it in the comments. Put some question marks before and after so you can let me know that you have a question. Someone at the very beginning asked a question, what is this first symbol above the 5 right there, that curved line? That's a tie. That means that that note is ringing out. All right, so coming off of the bridge, I'd be lost if not for you. You have to get to that D chord right after the A7 chord. So why don't we take it back to the C right here. Without your love, I'd be nowhere at all. And we'll insert that lick. We'll practice this a couple times in a row. Here we go. C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Without your love, I'd be nowhere at all. I'd be lost if not for you. If not for you. And then you would move on. All right, let's do it a few times. Practice is just guided repetition with kindness, okay? Give yourself a big pat on the back for showing up and trying something more difficult. I appreciate you hanging. I'm going to put a link in the chat right now in case anybody would like to join me in person in North Carolina, where we really go deep into all kinds of practice methods, how to apply yoga and mindfulness practice in an accessible way to our music making. So let's do it again from C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Without your love, I'd be nowhere at all. I'd be lost if not for you. Where did the slide go? I know. Here it is. You didn't have it memorized yet? So it's right here. That was a joke. Okay, take a little getting used to. Thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle. Okay, let's try one more time from just backing up to the A7 chord. I'd be lost if not for you. If not for you, the winter would hold no spring. Couldn't hear a robin sing. I just wouldn't have a clue. Not for you. And then it just hangs out on that 3-chord vamp for a little instrumental. This whole passage will happen 2 times. G. There's a harmonica solo here. A minor. Again, G, D, C, G, D, C, G, D, C, A minor coming up. And then there's another bridge. If not for you, my sky would fall. Rain would gather too. Without your love, I'd be nowhere at all. I'd be lost if not for you. If not for you, the winter would hold no spring. Couldn't hear a robin sing. Just wouldn't have a clue. If not for you. And it repeats, not for you. For the ending. Ends on a G. All right, friends, what do you think so far? Let me know any questions that you have in the comments section down below. Glad you're here. Glad you're hanging. What section would you like to practice right now most? Is it the chord melody at the beginning? Is it the lick? Is it the A minor passage? Let me know in a comment down below before we do one final run through of the entire tune. Appreciate you joining me. Thanks so much for being here. If you're enjoying this lesson, please reach out and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button to this channel so you can keep in the loop of all the videos that I create. Just last month, there was a video in 3/4 time for my favorite things. There's going to be some more roots and country music coming your way in 3/4 time. I have some really fun lessons lined up for you, so please click that subscribe button. You'll keep in the loop of everything that I'm doing here at the channel. There's also a link down below to my upcoming retreat where we explore mindfulness, music making, support each other in a really fun community setting. There's going to be a lot of great things happening at the retreat. I'll be sharing more about it in the weeks and months to come. If you'd like to get the early bird pricing on this fantastic weekend, check the link down below. And now we're going to answer a few questions. Would you go over the suggested strum pattern again? Leslie wants to know. Absolutely. So, and we got some requests for the lick, the A minor passage. Linda, glad you're here. Thank you. So, the strum pattern. When we're first learning the passage, the main riff, you could call it, G, C, G, D, C. I'm not so much thinking about a particular pattern as I am how many beats does each chord have. So the first chord, G, is for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. I happen to play 1, 2, and 3. I may sometimes play different patterns, but for now, why don't we narrow it down to one choice and strum 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's down, down, up, down. On beat 4, D, just one strum, and then C, down, 1 and 2 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so when we put this all together, we get 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Now, to speak in strum speak, it would be like this. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Then when I get to the A minor, I accentuate that there's a change by strumming a little closer to the bridge, and I use my thumb to dig in a little bit. That's just my preference. You could use your index finger. So without decorating it with any of the fancy stuff I shared before, what you would just play is down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, down. Okay, so that's 2 bars of A minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now that one can be a little tricky at first because it's slightly syncopated. I am adding upbeat accents. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? Again, I know it might sound kind of vague to say this, especially to someone who really wants to know what is the specific pattern. But I got to tell you that it's really important to develop an understanding of how many beats each chord has and then find your own way into the rhythm. So having said that, what I played was 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2. I do it 2 more times. 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 4. And then for A minor, I play 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1 E and up 2 E and up 3 E and up 4 E and. Okay, that's another way to count it, but that is not counting 2 bars, it's counting 1 bar of time. All right, I hope that clears that up, Leslie, and I'm glad that you're feeling better. It was good to have you at the retreat at Omega. Really sorry you had to leave early, but I'm so happy that you're doing better. Really am. The licks. Now, we could get even fancier. You're probably asking about this. Okay, so what we're doing here, and I'll show you some other voicings for this. There's there's other ways to play that first 3-chord vamp. But the lick, why don't we zoom in on that? Okay, so the lick itself. Okay, here it is in tablature. Place this shape down. You have your middle finger at the 6th fret, and my first finger is covering 2 strings. It's a little bit of a bend there. It's called a hinge bar. Looks like a door hinge. Okay, tune into what that feels like. What we're going to do is thumb, middle, index, thumb. That's the first part. Okay, so that's just playing from this to here. Just get that comfortable. One more time. After that, we play the second half, which is middle, index, thumb, middle, middle, index, thumb, middle. When you put this together, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle. It's a nice syncopated rhythm. So you just keep that same picking pattern as you move to the next shape. Thank you, Lenny. I appreciate you saying that. Glad you enjoyed it. This is for you, as for everybody, but you requested it. So thank you. So yeah, this is a great little addition. Next. So let's say, for example, you love the song so much you want to play it for someone that you love a lot, or you want to perform it at an open mic or at your ukulele club, okay? How would we set a good practice routine for this? First would just be to strum the song from top to bottom. You might have to break it up into different sections, but just get through the entire song without the bells and whistles. And then spend a little bit of dedicated time every day. Use a timer. Just put 3 or 5 minutes on a timer. Use your cell phone or a kitchen timer. And just work on one thing, okay? Just go deep into one passage. So what we're really doing is just polishing that one nugget, okay? That one little bit of the music. Then, of course, we have to combine it with the song. We need to sew it onto the piece of music. So to do that, we need to understand, where does it arrive? It arrives right after that A7. I'd be lost if not for you. So we need to just practice that one moment. I'd be lost if not for you. Notice I'm not playing the riff yet. What I'm doing is I'm preparing this hand to land on the right place, 5th fret and 6th fret, and I'm preparing my thumb, index and middle, to land on the correct place. This is how we really build a bridge between the nugget of lick that we just practiced and sew it together with the tune ahead of time. All right? This may seem obvious, of course, but it's incredible how much we can rush, and I do too. So anytime I need to really learn something thoroughly, I just slow down and understand really thoroughly, really embody it, really get it into the body. What is happening right there? I have to move from this event, right, the A7, up to here and have my fingers ready. If that doesn't happen, then I can't really insert what I just learned. Let's practice this a few times, have an experience with it, okay? I'd be lost if not for you. And just ask yourself, did you land in the correct place? Without any criticism or judgment or anything like that. Just let go and try again. And what we're doing is we're aiming for bullseyes, okay? Just trying to shoot the dart right at the target. 1, 2 more times. Lost if not for you. Last time, and then Vincent, I'll get to your question next. I'd be lost if not for you. Cool. Now this last time we're going to do it. We're going to keep playing. So we can just sew the A7 chord to that first part of that lick. 2, 3. I'd be lost if not for you. And some of you may be at home going through all the other chords. That's great. So great to do that. It's also very important to just land in the next section. And then what you've trained very carefully will take over. Okay? So do this one more time. Thanks for hanging with this kind of intentional practice. I'd be lost if not for you. Keep going. Okay? So that's a strategy that can take some patience. But, if you keep a practice journal, I recommend that you do, just write down the date, what you did, and how you felt about it, or any other insights that you have. Writing it down makes your practice more real. You'll start to get hooked on filling up the pages of your practice journal, or circling days on your calendar where you show up in this way. So what we're really doing is intentionally combining that lick that you've worked so hard on into this A7 so we can bring it into the music. Okay, Melanie, I'm doing really great. Thanks for asking. My favorite Beatles songs. Funny you should mention that. I was 5 minutes before I was going live here, preparing this lesson about George Harrison, and I go inside, and my little boy, he's 4.5 years old, he is listening to the Beatles on the radio, and he's listening to lead a better life, I need my love to be. So he was listening to Here, There, and Everywhere, which is one of my favorites. I can't pick one favorite Beatles song. I love them all. Vincent had a question. Thank you for asking. Vincent is asking the starting point, learning the chords or the lyrics first. That's really up to you, Vincent. I'm personally, I like to work with the music first. And when I do, it helps me to get the motions of the strum and the fretting into my body, really embody it. Once that's solid, then I work on singing. And this song is not very easy for me to sing. As you can probably tell, my voice is cracking a few times. So I would then warm up in this way. And this goes for everybody, including me. La, 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 la. It's just la, 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 the melody. La, 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 la. And I would just sing the melody with a very open ah sound. Something that we do each month, members of the community, the Patreon community, we do a monthly vocal tutorial where I guide you through very specific slow warm-ups for your voice, and then we apply it to a tune. So, yes, Dana, 4.5 years old, and if he was in this room, he would probably sing one of his favorite songs, Johnny Cash's I've Been Everywhere. He joined me at Omega. Some of you were there. My Omega retreat, my little boy joined me on stage and sang I've Been Everywhere. He knows been Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Loma, Loma, Panama. He knows all the words. Anyway, he's got a fresh brain. So, friends, it's been really great to share this tune with you. I hope that you've enjoyed this lesson. Be sure to check the links down below if you'd like to get access to this and a whole bunch of other content. If you have any last-minute questions you'd like to ask before we sign off, please let me know. And again, if you're interested in joining me in person, I will be in North Carolina in March for a really fantastic time. We explore mindfulness meditation, applying it to the ukulele in a very accessible way. Okay, no experience with yoga or meditation is needed. we're really there to make music together, we do use the technologies, the ancient technologies of mindfulness to make our learning more effective, fun, and joyful. It's going to be a great time, so I hope that you can join me. And I appreciate you listening. Mick, I put it on my personal Facebook page. I was a little uncomfortable. Maybe I will put it up. Okay. I was a little uncomfortable sharing it based on some things I've heard. But, he's wicked talented, so I think I will put it up. Okay. I really, really appreciate you being here. Thank you, Heidi. You're awesome. Big shout out to Heidi Wilson, who's co-producing this retreat in North Carolina with me. Check the links down below if you'd like to join. It's going to be a hoot. All right, my friends. Thank you for joining me for this tutorial. Appreciate you being so enthusiastic with music, and wishing you and your families all the best. Have a great, wonderful rest of your day. Look forward to keeping in touch. Jack, I'll be back to the San Francisco Bay sometime. I think last time I was there was 2017. Let's play it one more time, all the way through. Okay. People who are watching this after the fact are probably going to miss out because they probably clicked away. Let's get started with that intro. G, D, C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. 3 times. If not for you, babe, I couldn't even find the door, couldn't even see the floor. I'd be sad and blue if not for you. If not for you, would see me wide awake. The day would surely have to break. Would be nothing new if not for you. Here comes the bridge, C major. If not for you, my sky would fall. Rain would gather too. Without your love, I'd be nowhere at all. I'd be lost if not for you. If not for you, the winter would hold no spring. I couldn't hear a robin sing, just wouldn't have a clue if not for you. Instrumental. A minor. Here's the bridge. If not for you, my sky would fall. Rain would gather too. Without Without your love, I'd be nowhere at all. I'd be lost, not for you. If not for you, the winter would hold no spring. I couldn't hear a robin sing. I just wouldn't have a clue. If not for you, if not for you, if not for you, if not for you. Big G. I'm just having fun running through the song. I appreciate you joining in, running through the song. Remember that practice is guided repetition with kindness towards ourselves. You know, songs like this, we listen to them on recordings, Spotify, on our iTunes, on our record players. We can sometimes forget just how many hours it can take to just play through a song. It takes time. And that's a good thing if you're enjoying each step of the way. Let it take a long time if we're enjoying it. It's like, that's a blessing, right? Cool. More time for me to enjoy the process. So as I'm learning passages like this, I am really having a good time feeling the sensations in my body, knowing that the sounds, all I have to do is move my thumb this much and I produce this wonderful sound. And to me, it's miraculous that we just hold these little trees in our lap and this beautiful music can come out. All right, so remember that. Keep yourselves in an attitude of breathing and smiling to make the journey light and more fun. And pretty soon, a beautiful song like this just becomes part of you, right? All the skills that you carefully develop to play this become just part of your skill set. They become natural. So I appreciate you joining in, Melanie. It's so good to hear from you again. I did get my hair cut. Yes, the beginning of the year. Locks of love. I am in the Chico Marx phase of growing it back out. But enough about me and my hair. This lesson is about you and your music. Thanks so much for joining me. Thank you for letting me be myself. I wish you a wonderful day. Happy music making. Till next time. Peace.